Good morning, everyone. I'm Evie, and what I have for you guys today is going to be the second part of our bone broth. So, our bone broth has been cooking for 24 hours, so let's check and see how it looks. Okay, so here it is. This is what it looks like. Look at that. Everything's really soft, really tender. It's been 24 hours. This is what it looks like. See what the bone looks like. Oh, even the bone is falling apart. Oh yeah, I can feel them down here. Here we go. Look how small that has reduced to. We've gotten all the good stuff, all the nutrients out of it for cooking it for this long. Remember, if you don't have a slow cooker and you do have an Instapot, you can do the same method and do it in 3 hours. But this is what it looks like, guys. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to shut this off. And then I'm going to take everything off of here and I'm going to strain it. So how are you guys? How many of you are planning on doing this? I already saw Lacey this morning. I spent some time with her. And yeah, she's actually going to do this. She's interested in it, especially, I mean, wow, look at these bones. I don't want to grab it with my hand because it's super hot. Look at it. Look at the texture. And these bones are so little comparing to how they went in. So yeah, I'm just going to keep getting the stuff off of here. If you have any questions and I know the answers to it, feel free to ask. I will give you the information that I have or that I know, or I will try to help you and Google it myself. So yeah, guys. Another thing I forgot to mention yesterday, this will also help with your vision. I did not know that. I kept doing some research. I mean, it's just that it's so much. This is so amazing. So, really, guys, look into it. Google this and check out everything that it does for you. Also, the turmeric. Turmeric is very important. And when you use turmeric, you remember you have to use, use pepper with it because it activates it. So that's very important. Let me finish taking the stuff out of here and I will show you where I'm going to drain it. And how I'm going to, because see how it has all these little itty bitty parts on top of it? I don't like that. So I'm going to show you how I do it. This is how I'm straining it just because it's quicker, easy, faster. And it grabs more of all that little stuff. See all those little bits? I don't like that. So I'm going to show you because I actually use a coffee filter for that. I like my, look at that. That's all that grossness. I like all my broth to be clear. I just grab it from there. My strainer is already in here. I need a better strainer than this. I know I have one. Just one of them for. Be careful with this, guys, because it's extra hot. Just turned it off. Doesn't matter. That's all there's left. Piece of bone. So I'm going to take this to my table and I'm going to show you how I do it. Okay, guys, so I poured it in here and I'm going to use a ladle. Remember, this has a lot of fat and it comes up to the top. So every time you ladle it in your strainer, you're going to want to mix it, okay? So what I do is I use a coffee filter. I just open it and I put it on here just because I do not like all those little bits and pieces that either stay floating on top or they settle at the bottom. I don't like that. I like a clear broth, so I just mix this and I just start adding it on. This takes time. It doesn't go as fast as you think it does. It takes time, but that's okay because we need time for this to cool off before we can store it. By the way, what I want to tell you is I have these mason jars. These are 32 ounces, meaning 4 cups of liquid fits in these. If you want, you can get the 8-ounce jars individually, so you can have a cup or 2 daily. I'm planning on having 3 cups a day. So I'm gonna leave 2 out, and I'm gonna freeze 2. But you have to let this come to room temperature and then close them up, and then you can freeze them. You cannot freeze them while it's hot. Your mason jars can burst. It does say to let it cool off, so that's exactly how I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna let it cool off, and then like I said, 2 will go for my fridge because I'm planning on having 3 cups a day, and then the other 2 will go to the freezer. So I think I have enough for the whole week. So, and if not, I'll just do it again. But instead of doing it on my slow cooker for 24 hours, I just wanted to do that for those who don't have an Instapot or a pressure cooker. A lot of you have slow cookers, so that's how you do it in a slow cooker. And if you have an Instapot or a pressure cooker, you just do the same process, but for 3 hours. And then the same thing, just let it cool off and store it. What I wanted to say was, as it was cooking, my pressure cooker lid does not have a little hole on top that lets out steam like I've seen other lids have. So mine hardly ever evaporated. So what I did was, from morning time, which was 9 o'clock that I started to do this, to 6:30 that I went to church, I added 1/4 cup of water extra. When I came back from church, close till about 10:30, I added another 1/4 cup of water because I was going to bed. And it really didn't need it. It didn't really evaporate much. And then this morning when I took Gabi to school, and I visit with Lacey for 2 hours almost. No, for an hour and a half, my bad. I put in another 1/4 cup just to make sure because I was going to be away from the house. I mean, you never know what can happen, right? So that's exactly what I did, okay? So basically I added another cup of water throughout the day and night for sleeping, and then in the morning because I had to go out. If you don't mind having all that little particles that settle to the bottom, you don't have to go through this. But I like my broth clear, and I do not like to feel that when I'm sipping on my bone broth, my tea, or whatever that I make. All those little particles that stay at the bottom, that's gross to me. That settles at the bottom and I don't like it. So every time I do this, like I'm done with this one, I'm gonna use a different filter every time, okay? Okay guys, I mostly strained all of my broth now. I gotta tell you, with these filters, it took forever. With the paper towels, it took forever. So what I did was, I took a blouse, washed totally clean, that I'm not ever gonna use anymore, and I put it over my strainer, and that's how I was able to do it, because there's so much of the little particles that sit on the bottom that, yeah, it took forever. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna give this a quick move, and I'm gonna start putting them in here in my mason jars. Every time you fill up a jar, move it around because you want the fat in this to be evenly distributed. Now, if you're doing keto, you want to keep some of the fat. If not, what you do is, once it gets cold, the fat's gonna settle on the top and get hard, and then you'll discard that. You just scrape it right off. And all the way to the very tip is 8 cups. So there goes one. You can already see. I will show you. I don't know what I'm gonna have for all 4 jars, but oh, maybe I will. As you can see, my broth is nice and clear, and the fat is settling to the top. So once it cools off, you can spoon that off, or wait till it's completely cold from the fridge, and then you can just break it up with the spoon and spoon it off, whichever way you prefer to do it. So you have to let these cool off completely, guys, completely, before you put your lids on, and then you can freeze them. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna have to take some up to here off because they're going to the freezer. So I'm gonna have to do this part over again, but I'm just gonna fill them up maybe till here, because when you freeze them, you know, it grows, so it needs growth. room to grow. So that's it. I know you guys know how to put lids on here. Once it cools off, I'm just gonna keep doing my stuff, and that'll be it. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you have questions, don't forget, you can ask me. I know it takes me a while to answer some questions because honestly there's so many of them, but this is very important, so I'll try to get to these first. So thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing to my channel. Welcome to my channel. I will catch you in the next one. Take care and God bless. Okay, so video was not finished. I wanted to show you how much I got. So I got 3 full ones, and this one's a little bit more than half, but I will taste them. So remember, the fat settles on the top. Give it a quick little shush. Pour some in a cup. It's still hot. I don't know if you guys see the steam. And the best way to do this also, lime. Can I get some juice, please? If you have lemon, add lemon. If you have lime, add lime. And this is going to be the best way because lemon also helps in weight loss. See the fat settling on the top? Oh, this is our cup from when we went to Wisconsin Dells. Let me see. Ooh, that lime. Oh, it makes it taste so good. That 1 tablespoon of salt was perfect. I don't need any more seasoning than that. I don't need it saltier than that. That's what I mean. And you could taste a little bit of that cayenne. So yeah, I could feel it in the back of my throat. If it were up to me, I would add another, because I put a tablespoon, I would add another ½ tablespoon for my taste, for my heat. But it's delicious, guys. Yes. So, cheers, guys. Salud. I hope you tried it. It really tastes delicious. Plus, all the properties, all the benefits, you can't beat it. So thank you guys for staying with me through this long and crazy video. But I hope you liked. Don't forget to give it a thumbs up, and I will catch you in the next one. Take care and God bless.